Hello. Hi. How are you? This is Maggie Chula, and I'm here coming to you live from Om Times webinars, and I'm here to share some sacred healing information with you. All right, I'm just going to wait a moment, let myself call in the beautiful beings of light that are ever present and around us. And as I build this column of light and as I build this bridge of light, I know that I'm calling in and asking for the highest and the best. And I have a community of light workers that I have been working with for years. They're called archangels and ascended masters. They're many different light beings, and they're going to be here on this channel with us live on Sundays. So I called and I asked them not only to be with here so that you could feel their presence, because I want you to feel this vibration of love, but I want to also build a bridge for you to be able to share your highest and best. And by coming together, knowing that we are all connected, we bring a higher vibration into the world, and we bring the best of ourselves here today. So come and join me, and let's share in this sacred time together. As I was saying last week, one of the things that I'm doing this for is because it's very important to me that we as people understand how we have the power within ourselves to make changes that will benefit the entire world. Wouldn't that be nice? To be able to know that as you wake up in the morning, you're waking up and you're being positive and happy, and being able to just share your best with the world will help other people around you feel this same sense of lightness of spirit. You know, when you look and you listen to the news or read a piece of paper, an article, something that tends to make you feel down, tends to make you feel powerless, it's as if you're just sharing with the world. I can't do it. I can't be here with you today. I'm going to have to call in sick. Well, calling in sick isn't going to do it for us anymore. This is the time for all of us to bring our best forward, because the world needs us. The world needs us. And last week someone asked me, what does it mean to ascend? Can you help me understand that? And what it means from the beings of light that I work with is that you open up your consciousness and you begin to really know who you are on that more, that higher level. So I'm Maggie. My name is Maggie Chula, and I am a psychic. I'm also a healer. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a wife. I get to be all these people, but I'm also a soul, and I'm an empowered soul because I know my past. I know my future. I've gone and I've healed many different vibrations of time where I exist as a soul. And I've studied this. I've gone forward to do this because I was born sickly. I shared this. But so many people look at me and they go, oh no, your health is because you're just lucky. And I think to myself, have I gone that far that people think I'm lucky and that's why I'm healthy? I mean, that's a blessing. Don't get me wrong, that's a blessing and that's a wonderful thing to hear from people. But my story is all about how I healed. I healed without drugs. I healed without doctors. I went to the doctors. I tried to get them to help me, but I was turned away, as so many of you will be. You're turned away. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't find anything. Oh, we can find something, but you're too sick, we can't help you. Or we can give you this information, but that's as far as we can go. And what's going to happen more and more for all of us is we're going to find out the real truth of this life is to heal our connection to our soul, heal our connection to God. And when I was in a prayer talking to the master teachers about what is important in this work that I do, they shared with me that healing your oneness with God is important, and many of you do that. And most of us, I think, try to do that. Heal our oneness to know we are one with God. We are equal to all others. And that's a good start. But once you get to that knowing and understanding that there is a higher intelligence in the universe, there is a higher intelligence. This isn't a randomly chaotic life we're in here. There's a process and a pattern, and we all have our reasons for being here. On this earth right here, right now, I believe that with all my heart and my soul. So when you get to the point where you know you're a soul, you understand that I'm a soul, I'm one with God, then it really helps to say, well, wait a minute, what about my soul? What are some of the talents that I do bring to this world? What would be some of the reasons I did choose to come here? How can this help me heal my fear of drowning, or my fear of fire, or, you know, some other irrational fear that you may have. When I was growing up, I had a very strong fear of drowning, very strong fear. I thought that and it was really limiting because we had a lake home, so we were supposed to go swimming in this lake and, know how to do that. But even though I took lessons and I knew in my logical brain, you know how to do this, and you'll be able to keep your head above water, and nothing's going to happen to you, there was this crazy part of me that was like, I can't do this. I'm going to drown. I just know I'm going to drown. And I went through some past life regressions. I went through some work on myself and my soul to find out, where was this fear coming from? How do I have such an irrational fear when I pass the test to become a lifesaver? And those two things got joined together because I started to awaken in my conscious mind. I started to awaken to who I was as a soul. And so that part of me was in the ascension process. An ascension process, in the term that my guidance shares with me, means you or I coming online consciously to be able to use the wisdom of our soul, the wisdom of our higher self, our higher wisdom, our higher consciousness, I think is what we used to call it. We had 3 levels of consciousness. I don't know how many of you know about that. That's what we used to teach. There are 3 levels of consciousness. Well, now I understand there's an unlimited number of consciousness. But what you can do when you start in this ascension process is you start to wake up and feel things and use talents and sensitivities that you haven't used in a while, that you might have been able to, that you might have been able to tap down when you were little. So you came online, you were born, you understood that in many respects, you as a child know how to communicate in this telepathic way. If you've ever looked at babies, you can see that in them. They are sensing. They're almost looking like a flower looking for the sun. They're looking for their light. They're looking for a love connection. They're looking for a feeling. And that's what we've all been doing. But as you ascend, as you start to open up those pieces of you that feel on a level that's different than you've been taught, then you start to connect with other people on a different vibration, on a different frequency. And so one of the ways that you can heal and know that you're healing is to stay open and aware to how people make you feel. Because you're going to find a lot of different people come into your life, and they're going to make you feel kind of ooky, kind of icky. Or they might make you feel like, wow, I really think I can trust this person. But this feeling that starts to come over you, that's another part of you, another part of your being that 20 years ago we didn't really use. We weren't taught how to use that. So ascension means to start to use some of your more natural abilities, the ability to feel, to really feel empathy for another person, the ability to look at sadness, look at what people are doing to each other and feel an enormous sense of sadness. Not so that you sit down and you cry and you become hopeless, but so that you can look at that and go, how can I make a difference? What can I do to make a difference in that situation? And I'm here to share there's always ways that you can make a difference. There are always ways that you will make a difference. And one of those ways is if you can look at that and instead of feeling sad and disempowered, start to really channel that beautiful being of source that is you, your higher vibration. And I do teach people how to channel their source vibration. And that is one of the classes that I am teaching on the experts.omtimes.com platform. So I come here for today to share with you me and my ability to join with the master teachers and bring this vibration of love and light. And I ask you to come and share your love and light. And as we do that, we grow this greater channel of light. And what that does is allow other people then to come on and they can get a sense of oneness. They can, it's like when the birds, you know how when they migrate and they go into a V and the leader goes forward and they have the hardest time, but the ones behind them kind of get the slipstream, so they don't have to work and beat their wings as hard. And that's what I'm hoping to do here with you, is to say, I know how to channel source. I know how to be one with God. I know who I am as a soul. And if you come onto this podcast with me, we can together feel this vibration, and you can feel it even stronger because I'm adding mine to the mix. So as I add mine and you add yours, then we share this sacred vibration, and more people can feel a sense of calm, of love, of we are all one and we are all okay. Because part of what goes on during the week or goes on as you go through your life is you start to feel that sense of alone. I'm alone. No one else feels the way I do, or no one else thinks the way I do, or the majority of people do not think the way I do. And it's time for us to start to embrace how much we are alike rather than focus on how separate we are. Because in the reality, we're not separate at all. You and I share the same vibration of source, the God source, the oneness. We all share in that vibration. But from there, you, me, the archangels, Mother Mary, we're all a step removed, if you will, from the perfection of the source vibration, the Akashic vibration of God. Now, that doesn't make us less than whole. And that's where we need to understand this. By being aware of you as a separate from God, but one with God, how can those two things be together in your mind? How can you work with that so that it helps you feel good about what you can do? And that's where so many teachers try to help you learn about how to manifest, how to bring the best of you forward and implement your goals. And there are some simple ways that you can know how to do this. Number one is to start the process of learning how to be one with Source. Now, if you go to church and you pray with the priests or you pray with your ministers in your congregation, you feel good, right? Because it's a group that comes together and you can feel the vibration of love in that collective soul of your group. And by coming together with me on these podcasts, we're building a sacred soul vibration, a oneness where we can all be in the same knowing. So that's a way to start the rest of your week forward, because in this vibration of light and love, I promise you, I know the archangels are here. I know Mother Mary is here. And I asked who would come forward with a message for us today. And I got the Archangel Haniel. So Haniel came forward to me and she shared this message that I will share with you. She wants us to know that in this time of great ascension, we are opening up to the ability to channel our highest and our best in a quicker vibration than before. And this quickness of vibration means that the thoughts that comes into our mind start to manifest more quickly. So we are asking you to today, right now, in your mind, bring together a picture of what you wish to see in the world. What would you like to see? Would you like to see people laughing and sharing with each other, feeling comfortable that they can talk and be themselves, that they can share openly who they are without the need to cloak, without the need to suppress their own desires, but to really be one with you, with me? If we can be in this stream, in this vibration, sharing our best, and see that in your mind's eye, going out into your week, into the week ahead of you, who are the people you're going to be sharing this week with? See them lining up to shake your hands, to give you an embrace, to say, I'm so glad to see you. Even if it's people you see every week because you work with them all the time. Put that in your future, that you're going to look them in the eye. You're going to smile. You're going to share with them, hi, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for coming into my life. And they're going to reciprocate and they're going to go, oh, I'm so glad to see you. We're going to have a great week today. How can we work together so that our common goals get met? By doing that, by just taking that little time right there to check and see the people you're going to be working with and send them the light vibration. And even if it's somebody you have some issues with, take that moment to connect up to your light, to share your best, and from your heart, let them know, I want you to know me. I want you to see who I am. I want you to see this person standing in front of you is a human being with feelings, with expressions, with desires, and I will see you in the same light. And coming together in that vibration, just you doing it with the people that are coming into your life. You have just created a higher vibration all around you for your future this coming week. And if you take the time after we get off of this podcast and you really work with that, you can affect a change that will be so amazing, you'll notice it. You will notice it. I work with people all over the world, and I've worked with thousands of people. And the one thing that comes back to them each and every time. If they come to me for a series of sessions, which you can do, I mentor people, they'll come back after the first session and go, I don't know how that happened already. I talked to my boss and I felt heard. I'm like, yes, because you came with a different vibration. You came with a different understanding. You allowed them to show up. You said to them, welcoming your energy, I welcome you. We need to have this conversation. And that's how we can do this. We can do this even with conversations you don't want to have. Because sometimes sharing your best means sharing with people things that you know they may not want to hear, but it's still your truth. Sharing with someone, I love you, but we cannot be together. We do not live well together. And giving yourself permission to be able to say, I think our relationship has run its course. I think we do need to start to look at how can we uncouple from here. And being respectful and knowing that if this is someone in your life that you've cared for, you don't want to trash them just to be able to be free to go do something else. This isn't a disposable system. This is a person who will stay in your life, who will stay in your memories, who has a soul contract with you. And each and everything that I talk about in these sessions, these are things I teach in my classes on the Akashic vibration, which is the vibration of the source. So it's a little confusing sometimes when people talk about this, because we talk about God, we talk about the universal source, we talk about oneness, and the Akashic vibration. And these are all the same things. These are all the same things. It just depends on who you are, where you came from, and what your beliefs are. But we're all sharing same information. And then we have our soul. Well, we have our higher self. All these things are different words, different terms that we use. And can you see those of us who all speak English having different terms, that it gets to be confusing, right? So what about people who don't even, English isn't even their first language? That can be even more confusing. And so this ascension process we're all going through is to help us understand that we're hearing, feeling, sensing, talking, communicating on levels that have nothing to do with your words, nothing to do with your words, and everything to do with your heart and your emotions and your vibration and your energy. Everything to do with that. So this confusion that we've lived in for a long time, we're starting to peel away some of those layers though. We're beginning to realize through the communications we have online, through the social services that we have, going out and talking to people, we're beginning to see there's a lot of stuff out here we may have misinterpreted. Or there's a lot of stuff we didn't understand because people for too long have been able to be dishonest with ourselves. We're dishonest to ourselves. It's not even that they might be trying to be dishonest with you. They don't know. They don't know. It's a confusing time. Who are you? But I want to come and say, I'm not for this group or for that group or against this group or against that group. Here's what I am. I am an earthling. I am a soul. I'm embodied here on earth in this body. And I happen to know a lot about the life between lives. I know a great deal about what happens after you die. I've died several times. I'm not the least bit concerned about it. Matter of fact, I've had a couple of times, I don't even know how I lived through these accidents. So I'm supposed to be here and I'm happy to be here. But I want to share with you that that part, that going up part, the where do we go from here? We go towards our highest and our best. Every single day that you wake up, you are here for a purpose. And that purpose is to learn and to grow and to be one with those around you. And to share that even though somebody's got a different skin color, they speak a different language, they might have been born to nobility and you aren't. We're still the same. We're still the same. We still come from the source. We'll still go back to the source. And yet we get to be separate. And this uniqueness, this talent that we all bring, how exciting is that? I want something different than you want. You want to do things differently than I want. But where we come together is, hopefully, we come together with love, with the desire to bring our best here and to know that life is important. All life, every life, plants, trees, animals, humans, we're all important. Okay, I've got a little timer going because it's amazing how fast 30 minutes can go. So I have a couple things I want to share. I do courses on experts.omtimes.com. And these courses I'm going to do are channeling. The first group is going to be on channeling. For you, how can you channel? And I'm changing the name to Channel Source to soothe your soul. Because when you can learn how to channel, it's very soothing. It can really help you know, oh my gosh, this life isn't the end of me. It isn't the beginning, the end, and all there is. There is more than just this here and now. And I'm here to share this with others. So channeling, learning how to channel is learning how to connect to your source of light. You connect to the God source, but then you connect to your source. You, I promise you, have a source. Your source has soul wisdom, and that wisdom that can play through you is your highest and your best. And it can bring to you creative projects that can earn millions, but it can bring to you creative projects that might be able to clean oceans. It can bring to you ideas that say, we can get energy through crystals. It's all kinds of wonderful things. Why? Because that's true. We have access to every piece of wisdom that has ever been, that will ever be. And those of us who know we're psychic, we can see it maybe more clearly than those of us who are still thinking we're not psychic. But the truth is we all are. And we're all growing that way. And that's the ascension. Learning to use the ability to feel and think, the ability to pick up on people, the ability to read somebody and go, that person isn't feeling very well today. And some people have even said to me, well, I looked at this one woman that I work with and I knew she was pregnant. I said, well, how did you know that? She goes, it was a feeling. Well, there you go. Were you right? Yes, I was. Okay, we can call that intuition, and feel free to call that intuition. A lot of people do. But it goes beyond intuition when you start to hear things, when you start to sense things like that person has a problem with their liver. I think they have a problem right there. There's something wrong. Now that gets to be medical intuition. There's a lot of ways this can go. So when we're all the same, our talents come out in different ways. And here's what I would like you to do for me. I would love it if you would like this video and you would share it. I would love to see you come back here and talk to me. I would love it if you share with me, what do you want me to teach? One of the classes I am going to teach right away is Past Lives, Present Healing. So how to use a past life to heal a present concern. So we'll be doing that one really soon. Just remember, I come here to share with you about classes that are on the experts.omtimes.com platform. There are many other teachers who are on that platform, and we all have a common goal: to build this bridge of light. We want to reach out to you wherever you are. If you have a handheld device, if you have a smartphone, if you have a computer, we want you to be able to come and attend classes that used to be only for people who could get there in a physical form. Now you can get there virtually, and by virtually, I can still feel you. I feel your energy. I feel your presence. So I'm going to be here at 6 o'clock on Eastern on Sundays for 30 minutes. I'm going to share with you some information that I hope you can use. But the number one thing I want you to take away from any session that you do with me is you are not alone. You are connected to God. You are a divine being of light, and you have a soul. Your thoughts are manifesting more quickly than they used to. So share that ability to manifest, and manifest love, manifest acceptance, manifest health for all of humanity. You can do it. You can affect that change, and you are. So this is Maggie Chula. I am Maggie Chula, Healer of the Soul, on Facebook. That's my business page. Go like me. That would be great. I would enjoy that. MaggieChula.com is my website, and I'm going to be on the expert platform. I'm teaching a class on Tuesday, Channeling Source to Soothe Your Soul. So it's teaching you how to channel, but the last half hour, I will channel a healing vibration for you, whoever is on it. And they're evergreen, so you can go back. You can go back and look at them. And we're going to be doing some free things too. Let me know what it is you'd like me to share, because I'm all in. I'm going to be doing this. So it's time for me to go. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Blessings to all of you. Bye-bye.